All right. Thanks, Mike. I really appreciate it. And thank you, everyone, for being here. I'm really honored to be a part of this event. And today we're going to imagine together how we can design tools with purpose for a world in desperate need of hope. We all need it, right? But before I get too far, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Jeremy Cherry. The D is silent. And I lead the digital design practice at Journey Group, which is a design agency here in Charlottesville, Virginia. But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about hope. So let's get into it, shall we? Imagine, if you will, that the year is 2021. The world is still navigating its way through a global pandemic that has made our already complicated relationship with technology a little more complex. Okay, back to reality. I know that was a hard thought process. But last year taught us a lot about ourselves and the digital tools that we rely on. But it also reminded us of hard lessons that we've had to learn over the last decade of user experience design, some of which I think we should still wrestle with. Lessons like humans are more than just data points. Engagement is more than creating addicts, and community is more than connecting computers over a network. These ethical questions are not new, but one could argue that they've never felt more pronounced. So, though these ethical issues can feel insurmountable, they provide us with a helpful mental model for considering how can we bridge the gap between the web that we want and the web that we've actually created. I love this quote by French philosopher Albert Camus, where he says, "Where there is no hope, it is incumbent on us to invent it." Which to me, this begs the question of how can we use what felt like a really hopeless year to generate hope through the things that we're creating through our design? So I know that this can all feel abstract or even sentimental, but let's define what I mean when I say hope. My favorite definition defines hope as confidence in a future event, the highest degree of well founded expectation of good. And what I love so much about this particular definition is the homework that it's done. The phrase, the highest degree of well founded expectation of good, leaves no room for doubt or ignorance. It's an expectation that's founded in a very practical reality, something attainable. So, to change the way that we design, we first have to change the way that we think. We have to refine our lexicon to incorporate hope, asking important questions like how do we design with hope? And what does hopeful design even look like? So, it was from this curiosity that led me to create a framework that I simply call Hopeful Design, which is a design framework that creates hope by practicing in an ecosystem, honoring that community with its solutions, and then sharing in the responsibility of its outcomes. So I know that this can feel like a scholarly definition, but let's break it down a bit. Hopeful design simply rests on three principles: curiosity, compassion, and humility. So, what do these warm and fuzzy words have to do with UX? Well, that's a great question. Let's look at each one. So, be curious, learn from your surroundings from within an ecosystem. This means inhabit your design challenge. It's only through intimacy with the problem that you have a real chance of creating a meaningful solution. Curiosity. Be compassionate. Form solutions from experiential learning. This simply means talk to real humans, real people, hear their struggles, and allow these stories to inform your design research and not the other way around. Compassion. Be humble. Share responsibility no matter the outcome. This means you will get some things right, but more often you'll get things wrong. So test your solutions in the wild, iterate, and then repeat. So you may be asking yourself, isn't this just common sense? And I would say if it was, we wouldn't find ourselves in what has become a predatory discipline of engagement at all costs. We have to return in user experience to practical compassion. This wisdom from my dear friend and mentor Z Bryant says it all. We are designing the future we will inhabit. It is in no way fixed. We must become hopeful enough to choose a better way. So it's with this quote that I'd like to close with a simple reminder, and that is a better way is possible. It will take more effort. It won't be as efficient. It may even cost you more money. However, it could lead to a healthier society of people who aren't preyed upon by the products that they interact with. May we always choose hope. So if you find any of this interesting at all or want to learn more about how you can practically practice hopeful design, I wrote a really short book titled Designing Hope. And it's free and available online in several formats at hopeful.design. And I'd be honored if you check it out. Feel free to subscribe for updates. Thank you so much for listening. Seriously, this is incredible. Thank you to the event. Thank you for everyone that's worked so hard to make this come together. And please feel free to check out any of these links right here. to see some of the things that I've been working on with my awesome team. Thank you all.